Hello, everyone. It is that time of year. It is the end of the year. New Year's about to begin. Everyone's coming up with new goals and plans for 2025. And I, as a security professional, am encouraging all of you out there to make sure that you have goals for your cybersecurity for 2025. The goal would be don't get hacked. All right. Well, thanks for watching the video. Be sure to like and subscribe and comment. Click that little bell notification icon, and we'll see you next time. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Um, it is important to have goals, and we're going to go over what goals you should have for security coming right up.
Welcome to Tech Topics brought to you by Cybervenger. We help keep small businesses stay protected and compliant with cutting-edge cybersecurity and IT solutions.
All right, so goals. Let's break that down. I was being a little facetious with the don't get hacked, but that's kind of obvious. That is the end goal, but you don't get to that goal by just deciding that's your goal and hoping it happens. You got to break it down step by step, and it's like football, right? What's the goal? Well, get more touchdowns than the other guy. How do you do that? You have to have smaller goals, bite-sized goals. Security, and I've said this a million times, security is a process. It's not a product you can buy. So you can't go, okay, let's go buy this MDR solution and call it a day. It's a process. You need to identify what it is you're trying to protect. What's the bad thing you're trying to stop from happening? And then what is the likelihood of that happening? And what are the vulnerabilities that might allow that bad thing to happen? Bad things being like private data being disclosed, data being corrupted. Is that CIA triad? Remember that from other videos? Confidentiality, integrity, availability. So you want to make sure that your network also stays up against assault. A lot of attacks don't even do anything about corrupting data or releasing data. It just takes a network down. And that gets to be pretty problematic. You have no network, you can't do business. You can't do business, you can lose millions of dollars an hour, depending on the size of the organization. So all of those goals are really important. Those are three goals to shoot for in 2025. Serve confidentiality, integrity, and availability. This is the CIA triad, they call it, well known in the security industry. So you should focus, I think, on practical things under your control. Things like how often do you test your backups? How often do you run through your incident response plans? What do you call how do you detail out that incident response plan? What are you going to do that? What do you call secure? What do you call successful? What do you call failure? And help define those kinds of things. Those are good goals to set for 2025. Very important stuff. Also, maintenance. You should have a goal of making sure that any critical or security related patches are installed in under 30 days, preferably under 2 weeks. Really, 30 days is getting a bit much. The time to between discovery of your average vulnerability and exploit in the wild is getting ever shorter. There are, and we've talked about this in other videos, there are entire teams of people working under state actors. So they're being funded by tax dollars trying to exploit vulnerabilities. It's really kind of cyber war. I know it may sound a little like hyperbole, but if you really look what's going on, World War III started several years ago, and it's online. And it has very real world effects. So I don't think that I'm overstating the importance of it is trying to get patches in quickly and across the board uniformly. You should also be able to determine if those patches are working, that they're actually installed. You should have some management reporting. That's a good goal. Look at your environment, figure out what it is you don't have. That's your goal setting for 2025. And a really good way to do that is to start off January with a risk assessment. That's the industry process out there. That's what we as security professionals start with. Start with a risk assessment. And that's going to find out, as I just talked about, what threats are out there, like who the bad actors are that might be acting on your organization. How do they work? What are their goals? What are their methods? And then think about, well, what kind of bad things might they do to you? What are you trying to prevent in your organization? What are your vulnerabilities? Where are you weak? Do you have, what kind of data do you have? Need a data inventory? Do you have customer private data? What about your employees' private data? Your employees' social security numbers, you probably have that if you're paying them W-2, right? Got to protect that. That's very vital information as well. And then maybe other information could be easily accessed because it's not quite as critical. Perhaps marketing data that's going to be released soon enough. I mean, if a half-finished flyer got stolen by the bad guys and published online, it might be a little embarrassing if you said the wrong thing, but you know, proving it was your bad idea rather than something the hacker just did in Photoshop or an AI. it's not as embarrassing. It's definitely not as bad a consequence as people's social security numbers getting breached. So data inventory, systems inventory, you should really have as an organization an idea every service that you have on your network, all your cloud services. Are you using Google? Are you using Dropbox? Are you using 365? Are you using other SaaS applications? Maybe you got QuickBooks Online. Maybe you've got some other application. Maybe you only use it once in a while. Maybe some department over here bought it. You don't even know about it. Shadow IT is a big deal. Get the hand on Shadow IT. I think is very important in 2025. Um, so really, it's all about figuring out what's going to get you to that goal of don't get hacked. And obviously, that is still the goal. Don't get compromised. But more than that, if you do get compromised, reducing damage and the impact of that being breached at some level. It's not an all or nothing thing, right? You could be breached at some level and have it only be this bad. And if your internal security managed to stop it from getting worse, okay, yes, you got breached. Yes, you may have to notify certain partners and such. But if you have the capacity to prove how far the bad guys got, maybe you only have to notify a few people instead of everybody you've ever worked with. That makes a big difference. We've talked about the cost of notification. If it's about like a buck a person, if you're going to notify 100,000 customers, it's 100 grand in just stamps and envelopes and mailing letters saying, oops, you got hacked. And then I hope none of those 100 people decide to sue you. So, um, managing your notifications, breach notification policy, maybe you could send out an email instead. If you get your customers to sign off on that, maybe that might save you some money. So that's a good thing to get a handle on in 2025. Education is really important. You should have education goals. The more you learn about security and the direction that it's going and the trends, the better prepared you are to manage that. So not just your IT staff, but your overall users as well. Users are always the weakest link, always in any organization. Social engineering, the good old con job, right? That's been around since forever. P.T. Barnum once said, "A sucker's born every minute," and that is the basis for a lot of cyber attacks out there. Nothing to do with the computer, everything to do with the person behind the keyboard getting scammed. Good old fashioned P.T. Barnum style. So that kind of education for your end users is very helpful and I think pays major dividends. It's generally very affordable too. There's a lot of vendors out there to do that. KnowBe4 is one of them. There's a bunch of different ones out there. Acronis is coming up with an offering for that. I think Enable's going to be coming out with it soon. There's a lot. So I think you get the point. I don't want to make this too much of a rambling video. So goals for 2025. Think about how to protect yourself. Break it out into manageable pieces. And focus on goals that you can control. How often I do X, Y, and Z. How well we stick with our plan. Measure it. Track it. That kind of thing. That's all I got this week. I hope you all have a wonderful new year. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and happy anything else I'm forgetting. And we'll see you all in the next video.
Thanks for watching. We hope this video has provided valuable information to you. Be sure to share this video with other small business owners to spread the word about the importance of cybersecurity. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. If you want more information about cybersecurity, visit us at www.cybervenger.com.